Hello, Aldersgate community. My name is Chris Byers, and I am grateful to be able to offer this week's Midweek Pause. As a way of entering into this time of reflection, Pastor Wanji invited me to share a little about my experiences in the wilderness, and she asked a really thought-provoking question, and to which I'll share with you now. She asked, when have you experienced a sense of the sacred or an awareness of something greater than yourself while exploring a wilderness space? As a way of prompting that, she asked me to look at a picture of either me in the wilderness or a time in the wilderness and be able to reflect on this question. And before I do, I think it's important to just say who I am and maybe why have I been asked this particular question. My name is Chris Byers, and my wife, Brooke, and my daughter, Britton, who is 15, and my son, Wakia, who is 13. We are new to the Aldersgate community. We've been attending pre-COVID for, I guess, about a year, and then COVID hit, and that's thrown some curveballs at us for us all. And if you can't tell already by this fantastic accent of mine, I am not from Washington. We moved here from Nashville, Tennessee, back in 2017, and we absolutely love Bellevue, Seattle area, the Pacific Northwest, and love to call this home now. Professionally, I am a psychotherapist, and I am a co-founder of a company called Gray Sky Co. And Gray Sky is a social impact company that integrates life-changing therapeutic services with social activism and adventures in the outdoors. And we integrate these three particular unique kind of domains, if you will, as a way of helping individuals learn to thrive and thrive for life. It is our mission to encourage, equip, and empower folks to have the necessary skills to navigate mountains of life, or wilderness, if you will. And it has been just a pleasure to be able to serve folks in this way. And my wife, Brooke, who is also in graduate school right now to become a psychotherapist, she'll be joining the practice this upcoming August. So we're super excited about that. So professionally, I can speak to what it's like to walk with folks who are navigating their own kind of wilderness experience. And this word, it brings kind of a duality for most of us, that there is this both and-ness to it, that wilderness can be a time of pleasure. It certainly has been the case for me. To be out in the outdoors, in the wilderness, is something that I do on a regular basis, again, professionally and personally. Also, personally and professionally, I can relate to wilderness being a time of pain, a time of suffering. So it's not necessarily black and white. It's not an either or for most of us. And I can certainly relate to what it's like to experience wilderness in a way that is exciting, but also experience wilderness in a way that is scary. It's depressing, and it's the absence of hope. And that is for this reason that I actually use the wilderness and the mountain as a metaphor in my work therapeutically, because it holds so much meaning for us all, that life can be both exhilarating and terrifying, just like climbing a mountain or just like being in the wilderness. And when we have the right skills, the right tools, the right supplies, hopefully a trusted guide, it radically changes that experience. So the picture that comes to mind as a way of kind of prompting my pause in this practice is actually my Facebook profile picture, which was taken just above Paradise on Mount Rainier. And in the picture, I am actually, as one of the first training climbs I was on, in preparing to climb Mount Rainier, hopefully in 2020. And I was sitting there looking up towards the summit of the mountain, and I was thinking, how in the world am I going to be able to climb this mountain? And really, am I going to be able to climb this mountain? And it was both of taking in the beauty of the mountain. It was a time of awe, but also of fear, and quite honestly, a little bit of shame of like, do I have what it takes? Am I good enough to actually climb this mountain? And that is a question that I think many of us, I know my clients particularly, wrestle with is, this mountain seems impossible to navigate. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough to climb this mountain. And I, again, personally and professionally, I want to challenge that thought. Personally, I know what it's like to doubt myself and to doubt the presence of God in my life, as I'm in both of these contexts. Wilderness as it being a time of something I'm choosing, like I choose to climb Mount Rainier, and a time of wilderness where it felt like the wilderness chose me via some pain, particularly loss. And it is in those times both that I've wrestled with God, and I'm grateful that today I do believe in a God that is capable of meeting me in the midst of my doubt, that's capable in meeting me in the midst of my fear and my shame, that's capable of my questioning, and capable of a presence that truly transcends. And I really, again, part of why I love Mount Rainier so much, for those of us in the Pacific Northwest, the phrase "the mountain is out" is something that we all can smile and kind of nod our heads at and know what that means. And personally, I have experienced God in a similar way, that God often feels very distant, and yet it may be unseen because of the clouds. But fortunately, through navigating some really difficult seasons of wilderness, I've come to a relationship with God that allows me to trust in something bigger than myself. Again, that God is there even when I don't see her, even when I don't see him, even when I don't see them. That God loves and cares for me, even when the skies are gray. And it's in those moments that I actually feel kind of a most authentic faith, where I can trust that, again, that God can hear my cry and my complaint, my frustration, but also feeling the presence of God has been a really powerful experience for me. So in the wilderness, in my time in the wilderness, again, in times of pain, times of adventure, I have been able to find that there is something powerfully meaningful to that time. I don't always know what it is, and this year has been one of those times of both a lot of pleasure and excitement and a lot of pain. And I really want to encourage anyone who might be listening to tell the truth about your doubts, to tell the truth about your fear, that you would share that with someone that you could trust. Certainly, I hope you could share that with God. And I believe in a God that's big enough to handle our doubt and our concerns, particularly in a time of wilderness like we're in right now. So I just want to say thank you again to Pastor Wanji to invite me to share a little bit about my time in the wilderness. I hope it was encouraging, and I hope that you are able to get outdoors and experience God in a way that I have. And maybe sometime when all this clears, we'll all go together to the mountain and experience God in a very powerful and transcendent way. Thank you.